Indianapolis man is behind bars and officially charged in the death of his 5-year-old daughter. Today, another person is now charged.
Our Marina Silva spent this day looking through some of the newly released court documents in this very disturbing case after the suspect's first appearance in court earlier.
These documents allege 5-year-old Zara Arnold endured abuse going back to 2020. Now her father and his ex-girlfriend are charged in her death. Zachary Arnold appeared in court Thursday morning where prosecutors allege that his abuse eventually killed Zara. Prosecutors are asking for life without parole.
Number one is the child was less than 12 years of age. The child in this case is alleged to have been 5 years old. And the second allegation is that there was torture committed during the course of this murder.
Court documents say that torture lasted years before the day she died. Those documents say the Department of Child Services took 7 reports of abuse involving Zara. All the allegations, except one, say unsubstantiated. Those records go back to 2020, when Zara was just 9 months old. On May 11th, just a few weeks ago, a police report was made. Zara's mother called police after seeing Zach and Zara at Wendy's. The mother says he strangled Zara. Police found security video that shows Zach grabbing Zara by the neck. When detectives looked through the phone evidence, they say they found a FaceTime recording on Andrea's phone from this past Sunday. It shows Zachary with a noose around Zara's neck.
There are moments in this job that tests the limits of humanity, and this is one of those moments.
Prosecutors also charged Arnold's ex-girlfriend, Andrea Lopez Figueroa, for not reporting the abuse. Documents allege Arnold told her he was going to kill Zara and would abuse the child in front of her, but she never reported it. The prosecutor told us they're not done. They're still investigating, and more people could be held accountable for Zara's death.
All right, thank you so much. Now, we have learned that that girlfriend is now in the jail tonight. A court date for her has yet to be set. Arnold, meantime, will be back in court in July.
An Indianapolis father is now in jail accused of neglecting and murdering his own 5-year-old daughter. And now we're learning the father at the center of this case had a history of abuse.
Fox 59's Jesse Wells shares the message this young girl's family is sending to the justice system after the girl's father violated several no-contact orders.
Police were called to this home behind me just before noon on Monday and found the 5-year-old victim dead inside. The victim's family tells me that death was avoidable because the suspect had a history of abusing those around him, including his own daughter, for the last few years. 5-year-old Zara Arnold is remembered by her family as a smart young girl who had her life cut short, allegedly, by her own father.
I'm mad. I'm very disappointed, because my granddaughter should be here.
IMPD claims when they were called to this home on LaSalle, the girl's father initially claimed she died from falling down the stairs, but 41-year-old Zachary Arnold eventually confessed to repeatedly choking his daughter before finding her unconscious.
Every child should feel safe in their home, right? And in this case, in a home, that child wasn't safe.
Court records show a history of allegations against Arnold for child abuse, harassment, and violating no-contact orders dating back several years to when his daughter was less than a year old and continuing until as recently as last week.
The system done failed us. The system done failed us.
A majority of the complaints by Otanya's family did not result in charges by the prosecutor's office, but just last week, Arnold went to court and was placed on probation for allegedly violating a protective order against a different victim. Despite that legal history, Arnold retained custody of his daughter.
She shouldn't have never been with him from the get-go. They shouldn't have never gave him custody. This has been an ongoing thing since she's been born.
For their part, IMPD insists they intend to give Zara a voice in court because she can no longer speak for herself.
We're that voice, and we're going to ensure that we do our part and work with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office and bring justice for that child.
Finally, the suspect is now being held without bond at the Marion County Jail pending the filing of formal charges. Jesse Wells, Fox 59 News.
We also have the murder charges are now filed against an Indianapolis father. He's accused of brutally abusing and killing his 5-year-old daughter. And now prosecutors are looking to file new charges against anyone who knew about it and didn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, Fox 59's Jesse Wells spoke with state leaders who say there was an opportunity to save this little girl's life and that the people around her failed her.
Prosecutors announced here in court that they are seeking an enhanced punishment of life without the possibility of parole against the girl's father, and he's not the only one facing criminal charges in this case because police and prosecutors agree the girl's death was not only tragic but also avoidable. A single bouquet of flowers sits on the front step of this home on LaSalle where police say a 5-year-old girl was tortured and killed by her own father.
These are the most difficult cases because you are dealing with someone who cannot stand up for themselves.
Prosecutors now claim horrific cell phone videos show Zara Arnold being swung around and hung from a noose around her neck by her dad.
Her suffering was not just tragic, it's unimaginable.
According to this affidavit, 41-year-old Zachary Arnold confessed to repeatedly hitting and choking his daughter for several hours the day before she died.
The allegations that are outlined in the probable cause very clearly demonstrate that there was a lengthy period of time in which this child suffered incredible abuse.
The system done failed us. The system done failed us.
Zara's family spoke exclusively to Fox 59 earlier this week. They criticized the legal system because Arnold had a history of child abuse, harassment, and violating no-contact orders dating back several years, but many of those cases were either not prosecuted or resulted in plea agreements and probation. At least 7 allegations of abuse involving Arnold were reported to DCS, yet somehow the suspect retained custody of his daughter.
I'm very disappointed because my granddaughter should be here. She shouldn't have never been with him from the get-go.
Arnold's girlfriend, Andrea Lopez Figueroa, is also charged with assisting a criminal and failure to make a report because she allegedly witnessed the abuse multiple times dating back several weeks and never called police.
There was an opportunity to stop this the day it happened, and a person made a choice not to do that.
I would certainly anticipate that more serious charges are going to be filed against additional individuals, and we are evaluating the conduct of everybody who came into contact with this child.
Finally, Arnold is now being held without bond pending trial for the murder charge. In the meantime, an arrest warrant and a $15,000 surety bond has been issued for his co-defendant. Jesse Wells, Fox 59 News.
On May 19th, 2025, first responders found the battered body of 5-year-old Zara Arnold in a home on North LaSalle Street in Indianapolis. Zachary Arnold, 41, Zara's father, has been charged with her death. Reports state Arnold called 911, claiming Zara had fallen down the stairs, but later confessed to choking her more than 10 times after she wouldn't stop crying during an argument with his girlfriend, Andrea Lopez Figueroa. Figueroa had screenshots of Zara's attack and was later charged with assisting a criminal and failure to report. The system failed Zara Arnold, as allegations were made against Zachary Arnold in 2024 for child molestation and battery against Zara in 2023, neither of which resulted in criminal charges. Prayers for the victim's family and friends, and per usual, stay tuned to Sound the Alarm with Nona J for your latest news updates.
This is a call to action. This is 5-year-old Zara Arnold and her mother. She was unalived by her father, whose name is Zachary Arnold. This is so sad, you guys. This is so sad. The dad, he did so many terrible things to this little 5-year-old baby. All because his girlfriend told him that she was going to leave him. And it makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense at all. Point blank period. It doesn't. Like, why are you guys so evil towards your own child or someone's child that you know? Like, come on now, make it make sense. That 5-year-old baby don't have anything to do with your adult life and what's going on. That's crazy. And furthermore, you should have never had her in your custody if you was doing her like that. Someone should have been reported you to CPS. CPS even failed this baby. So the mama reached out, to CPS and let them know what was going on and all that. The mom, you guys, is hearing impaired. So with that being said, they wasn't trying to basically hear the mom out. The mom reached out to them, CPS once again, but no one did anything. And now this baby, life is gone. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. That's sad. And like I said, the father is charged. He's incarcerated. Him and his girlfriend. They're constantly incarcerated right now. And I also have audio for you guys to hear. And I will be recording that to let you guys hear the audio, what I have. This is so sad. A precious little beautiful baby. Gone too soon.
Andrea Figueroa chose not to call 911 about her boyfriend Zachary Arnold choking his 5-year-old daughter because she thought he was just playing. Had videos on her phone of the girl being swung around with a noose, according to court documents. The morning of May 19th, first responders found Zara Arnold cold, stiff, covered in bruises at her father's house in the 200 block of North LaSalle Street. Zachary Arnold, 41, was arrested on charges of unaliving and neglect of a dependent in connection with the little girl's death. In an interview, Zachary admitted that he strangled Zara the night before after becoming enraged during an argument with his girlfriend, Andrea. Andrea told police she left the home on May 18th. Zachary wanted her to stay over that night to watch Zara, who was returning from a weekend at a family friend's house, but Andrea wanted to go home. Andrea told Zachary, he wanted me to be single and needed to think. She told him she wanted to be single. What? That was the start of a prolonged argument that Zachary blamed for the extended attack on his daughter in a police interview. It kept amping up, and Zara was crying, detectives wrote. Over several hours, Andrea watched on FaceTime calls as Zachary assaulted his daughter, police wrote. Andrea told him to stop when he held Zara down by her legs and choked her. Andrea told him to stop when he picked Zara up by her throat. Andrea told him to stop when he pulled the little girl by the hair. At no point did she call 911. Instead, she took screenshots of the assault. Andrea told investigators she didn't call for help because she was afraid of Zachary. When, though, Zachary had ordered her to call for help because he was going to kill Zara, Andrea thought they were playing at the time, according to investigators. She estimated that Zachary choked Zara more than 10 times throughout their argument. In the last call of the night, Andrea said she saw Zara motionless and bloodied. It looked like she was breathing, Andrea told the investigators, according to court documents. At some point after that, Andrea went to sleep. When Zachary called Andrea back in the morning, he was doing compressions on Zara and pacing back and forth at 11:07 a.m. As first responder examined Zara's lifeless body, Zachary texts Andrea that the little girl had died. She was soon picked up by police for questioning. A forensic search of Andrea's phone corroborated her account of repeated FaceTime calls, texts, social media messages throughout May 18th and 19th. Multiple videos from Andrea's phone Some recorded as early as April 10th showed Zachary strangling Zara. One of the videos from the night of May 18th shows Zachary swinging Zara around by a noose. He throws the girl over his shoulder and hangs her behind his back. This disgusting, vile, sick fuck. Zara appears to still be alive in all the videos, detectives wrote. A warrant has been issued for Andrea's arrest on charges of assisting a criminal and failure to make a report. Zachary's initial hearing was early May 22nd. He was not given bond. Great. Warren County Prosecutor Reimers said he will seek life without parole. No, he needs to get the death penalty. F life with parole. There was a lengthy period of time in which this child suffered incredible abuse. Yes, it was. They need to get her and throw her with a... Before Zara drew her last breath, she asked Zachary why he hurt her. After he stopped choking her the last time that night, Zara told him that she was tired and climbed into bed. Oh my God. Zachary told investigators, according to a probable cause affidavit for his arrest, she told her father she loved him as her eyes closed for what believed was the final time inside of the house on the east side of Indianapolis. Ooh, that motherfucker just... Ugh. The morning of May 19th, a 911 call claimed Zara had fallen down the stairs. First responders found the little girl cold, stiff, uncovered in bruises. The coroner would note abrasions and lesions marks on the girl's neck and chin. Zachary, the girl's father, later told international police investigators that she never fell down the stairs. Of course she didn't. They had evidence of you abusing this beautiful girl. Admitted that he strangled her the night before after becoming enraged during an argument with that bitch-ass girlfriend of his. He said she should have never gone back to check on his daughter, as he'd always went back to check on her after choking her, because he was upset with his girlfriend. Zachary said Andrea did this to him and is making him out to be a monster. Zachary stands preliminary charges with neglect of a dependent and unaliving. An official cause of death remains under investigation. Andrea told police while she wasn't home during the attack, the couple spent May 18th arguing through social media and phone calls. Zachary sent her photos of Zara foaming at the mouth and then caught her on FaceTime while choking Zara. This man is sick as fuck. He has mental issues. Who would do that to their daughter because a woman don't want to be with them? This is sick. Court documents and police reports filed during Zara's life suggested a childhood marked by instability and pain. Her mother told police at least 3 times that the girl was abused by her father. In November 2020, an officer observed visible bruising of what appeared to be red hand marks on the 9-month-old girl. At least one of her mother's allegations resulted in investigation by the Indiana Police Department Children's Services. According to court documents filed in a stalking case, it's unclear that if any interventions were made by the state agency responsible for children's welfare. We do not have statutory authority to release any records related to Zara due to an ongoing police investigation. Another report made to DCS claimed that Arnold used methamphetamines in front of his daughter and was violent with both Zara and his girlfriend Andrea. Zara denied the allegations in an interview with DCS. It's unclear who made this report and when it was investigated. None of the child abuse allegations ever resulted in criminal charges. Instead, only protective orders were repeatedly broken. According to court documents, Arnold's father faced 3 separate charges within a month of 2020 for continuing to contact her mother against her will. Once on the day after he was released from jail, he threatened her in a video recorded call, "I am coming to your house tonight. I will unalive you." That was one several death threats, which the girl's mother believed were at least part due to custody disagreement. The custody case, which began shortly after Zara's birth in 2020, remained open at the time of publication. Court records show that Zachary's legal advocate withdrew from the case in June 2024. The advocate organization Kids Voice of Indiana did not immediately respond to requests. Zara's mother told police she lost custody of her daughter and hadn't seen her in approximately a year, except for a chance encounter about a week before her death. It's unclear why custody was given to the father despite his violent criminal history, including a groping charge from 2020 that led to a plea deal. On May 11th, 8 days before Zara was found unalived, her mother saw that little girl and Zachary at a Wendy's on North Shadeland Avenue. The girl tried to run to her mother, but Zara's father grabbed her by the neck and took off. The mother called police. The officer who responded to the call tried to locate Zara and Zachary with no success, including attempting to locate them at Zachary's residence on LaSalle. According to court documents, video surveillance from the fast food restaurant showed Arnold grabbing the little girl by her neck and putting her in a Cadillac Escalade in an aggressive, quick manner before driving off. It's unclear when police received their surveillance footage or if any further action was taken. On May 12th, the day after the failed welfare check, Zara's father appeared in court. He pled guilty to one felony count of invasion of privacy after showing up at a custody exchange between his girlfriend and her ex-husband, who had a protective order against him. He was sentenced to 360 days in jail, with all 360 days suspended. This man is sick and vile, and he needs to be stomped into hell, and demons need to eat his heart.
On May 19th, just before 11 a.m., Zara Arnold asked her dad, "Why did you hurt me?" and that she loved him. And those were the last words that she said. Everybody failed this baby. Everybody. CPS, the father's family, the father's girlfriend. It's a lot of people that failed this baby. May the 19th, she was declared deceased in the 200 block of North LaSalle Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. She was only 5 years old. When they arrived, the father lied and said that she had fell down some stairs. But they started digging deeper and found out that wasn't the case. I read the court documents, and it is very disturbing. He's not even worth being called a father. His name is Zachary Arnold, her biological. And he did things to her that nobody ever should have done. Children are a gift. He never even should have had custody of this baby at all. There were so many DCS cases against him. He never should have had this baby. And this is the girlfriend. Her name is Andrea Lopez Figueroa. She knew about what was going on, but never once called 911. She never called DCS. She never called anybody. Now, the monster, the dad, he claimed that he was mad at her because she told him that she was leaving him. She said, "I'm leaving you. I'm not coming back," because they were always fighting. So he took it out on this baby right here. He took all his anger and frustration and all that other mess and evil out on this baby, this innocent child. She even had FaceTime videos of all this stuff happening, but she did not turn it over to the police. Luckily, the video over at a restaurant, they had it on their surveillance, and it showed him getting her by the neck, all the stuff that he was doing. And this makes me angry. Now, I know people are going to ask where the mother is. The mother is hearing impaired. She also tried to get help. Nobody was listening.
Prosecutors are asking for life without parole.
Number one is the child was less than 12 years of age. The child in this case is alleged to have been 5 years old. And the second allegation is that there was torture committed during the course of this murder.
Court documents say that torture lasted years before the day she died. Those documents say the Department of Child Services took 7 reports of abuse involving Zara. All the allegations except one say unsubstantiated.
Those records go back to 2020 when Zara was just 9 months old. On May 11th, just a few weeks ago, a police report was made. Zara's mother called police after seeing Zach and Zara at Wendy's. The mother says he strangled Zara. Police found security video that shows Zach grabbing Zara by the neck. When detectives looked through the phone evidence, they say they found a FaceTime recording on Andrea's phone from this past Sunday. It shows Zachary with a noose around Zara's neck.
There are moments in this job that test the limits of humanity, and this is one of those moments.
Prosecutors also charged Arnold's ex-girlfriend Andrea Lopez Vigora for not reporting the abuse. Documents allege Arnold told her he was going to kill Zara and would abuse the child in front of her, but she never reported it.
With everything in those court documents and everything that has been found out regarding what the father did, the so-called father did, the girlfriend, her knowledge and all this stuff, they deserve to be under the jail where the rebar is, never seeing the light of day again. Justice for baby Zaria. Continue praying for her family. Pray for her mom. This right here was totally uncalled for. This man never should have had any type of custody or even been around this baby.